Hey guys, this is Jake, and this is the fourth and final class of the Reading SEO initiative that we started several months ago. So, for all of you who are watching, if you're watching this and you have no clue what I'm talking about, you probably didn't take the class, which I gave to some of the organizations and businesses in Reading who were part of the initial Reading City Identity project. And what that means is that we selected a handful of keywords that we wanted to go after to kind of add to our websites so that when people were searching for certain things online, they would find them on our websites and let us kind of tell the story about our city and the people who live there. So the fourth, and so let me just quickly go through the classes as we taught them in late 2020. And that is that in the first class, I think we went over copywriting, how to properly copyright, and use search engine optimization as you went through that. And then in class two, it was kind of using some of the tools to do your keyword planning, such as Google Trends, Google Webmaster, um, Google Analytics, Ads Keyword Planner, that sort of thing. And then in the third class, we actually put all of that to use. We did our keyword research. We decided which websites were best equipped to go after which keywords and hopefully can write on those keywords and begin to rank for those. And so now that kind of takes us into part four, which is kind of the final piece. And we're going to kind of have to tie up some loose ends, and part of that is taking a look at the Wikipedia editing process, any negative press that we're dealing with, and then just using the Google search to take a look at how Reading is showing up in some of these areas of Google search. And I've got some examples here in the lesson plan. So let's just kind of start to go over all of that. So the subjects we're going to be talking about are SEO, research, and strategy. We're going to be going over some of the negative press that we have and see what we can do to combat that. I think we already went over the Reading Crime Facebook page, which, like I said in the start, it really is not intended or meant to be negative press. However, someone who's searching for Reading might come across the Reading Crime page, and essentially it's a list of crimes committed in Reading. And it's a group of people who are interested in stopping that, but nonetheless, it's showing up in our web searches. So the initial class was 2 hours. This would have been a 2 hour video. I'm going to condense it because nobody wants to watch a 2 hour video online. That's crazy talk. I don't even watch movies that long. Well, unless it's like Lord of the Rings or something. Um, but even then, it's been a while. So yeah, we should have the content from the last class already written, getting that up on the website. Um, First thing that I want to kind of go over is we can't lie about anything. This is not what we're here to do. We're not here to pretend Reading is all unicorns and rainbows. It's not. It is a city in California. It just happens to be a great city in California, a place where a lot of people enjoy living. We're an hour south of a ski park. We're 15 minutes south of an awesome lake that you can do all kinds of sports in. 15 minutes west of another lake that you can kayak and do other sports in. There's hundreds of miles of gorgeous trails for hiking and mountain biking, you name it. This place is awesome. We're pretty fortunate to live here, and we just want to kind of spread that good news because there's a lot of it to go around, and enough of it that people shouldn't focus on the bad news. But some people want to do that, so we'll just kind of take a look at what we can do to combat that. Um, so when you type in Reading crime, here's what you get. First thing, cityofreading.org, police department. That's not a bad place to go. I mean, the police department is the place you'd want to check out to figure out some crime statistics. We've spoken with several people in this class who are very familiar with the City of Reading Police Department and how they report, and how essentially they do such a great job of reporting, and the citizens do such a great job of reporting. It actually appears Reading has a lot more crime than it does, but really it's just that we care about even the minor crimes. Whereas if you were to go somewhere else in California, say Oakland, for example, which at least one of you is from, if your car gets broken into, it's you just call that a Tuesday and just keep rolling. Where here in Reading, you call the cops, you file a report, and everything gets recorded and reported. So then you also get Reading.com, which is the Reading Record Searchlight, which highlights a lot of crime in the area. Granted, that's their job. They're a newspaper. It's what they do. The Facebook group that I already mentioned, neighborhoodscout.com, Reading Crime, so like a neighborhood watch group. Okay, all places that probably don't care one way or another how Reading appears on search, and that's why we kind of want to come together and do this. So we had several discussions. I mean, there's a lot of websites out there where you go and you basically rate the place where you live. One of those is Best Places. On Best Places, we have 2 out of 5 stars. That's pretty terrible. That's like the average Netflix movie. 2 out of 5 stars. It's not good. And so we want to bring that up. And one of the thoughts we had was, well, why don't we just shotgun blast and email out? Bethel's got tons of students. Some of the businesses in town have tons of employees. Like, can we take advantage of the fact that we have enough people to do that? This is based on 55 reviews. That's nothing. Like, we should be able to bring this up to 5 stars, no problem. But I don't like the idea of shotgun blasting emails out to people and having them do this. And the reason for that is, Google and other search engines, they understand that when you're getting ratings for things, it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint. We want to get these slowly. We want to get a slow, positive trickle. That's what we need to go for. And so I kind of like the idea of businesses asking their customers to do it, or maybe as part of a new join package, if you have students or employees who come from other areas. That way, it's a slow, sustained trickle, not a huge thrust forward and then a stop. Because what happens when you see that huge thrust forward, Google and other search engines actually believe it's fake because you can buy star ratings for just about anything. Go on Amazon and find a junky product, and you can hire someone in Bangalore, India, to get you 5,000 5-star ratings in a week. Um, Amazon knows it. Google knows it. I imagine that a lot of these places know it too. When that happens, it's usually fake, and they just won't count them, or they'll blacklist you, and it's never good. So I think a slow trickle is the best way to go. Anyone who's in this class who thinks they have an opportunity, either as I'm thinking Bethel out processing, your students graduate after 4 years, send them away to the world and tell them to, you know, give an honest star rating about Reading. I mean, most people will have a fine experience here in Reading. Certainly better than 2 out of 5, I think. So, areavibes.com, Reading, California crime. It's another place where you can leave ratings. Do a Google search, find out where you can do this, and we can. So here's the other thing: is there may be so many of these places that it seems insurmountable, but we don't have to take care of all those places. We only have to take care of the places that are showing up on Google search. So if I look up Reading, CA crime. Oops, fretting. That's not a place. Reading, CA crime. Okay, a little information about the crime. Macrotrends.net. Reading, California, and the US. This chart does not look great. So Not necessarily anything we can do about this chart. It doesn't look like they're asking for anyone's opinion there. What else do we have? Neighborhoodscout.com. I think this is the one I just mentioned. One of them, anyways. Crime index. We are safer than 6% of U.S. cities. Okay. And I think, I want to say that we did some research and found that they pulled most of their data um, from maybe the Reading Police Department or something like that. I don't recall exactly. But we want to find those places where we can actually, let them know about the experiences we're having. Best places, that's the one I had highlighted uh, in our class notes. Reading.com, again, Reading Record Searchlight. So, if we have a sphere of influence, let's influence. If there's no opportunity to influence, leave it alone. We don't care. But what we do want to do is we want to, um, initiate that discussion that we want to have on our own terms, on our own websites, and let people know um, that Reading, in fact, is a great place to be, and use some of the stuff that we've learned in this class to do it. I mean, I already mentioned in class 1, we learned all about content writing. In class 2, we learned about the tools that we can use for that keyword planning. And in class 3, which websites are best equipped to go after which keywords. So these are all things that we can use as we move forward in this. And this is the final class, this is the fourth and final class. Um, I think we all talked a lot about the different strategies we can use in that actual class. I'm not going to get into all of it in the re-recording of the class, but everyone threw out a whole lot of great ideas, and I think that we need to move on any of the ones that we possibly can. I mean, we covered a lot of ground there. So um, do make sure that you're doing the things we discussed in class. It's always hard after the class ends to kind of go back and make sure that everything is getting done. But we all kind of made promises. We all, explained what we would do. And so let's take the time. Let's put our money where our mouths are and do the work that we all kind of discussed and stay in contact. I mean, we all have the website, we have the class notes, we can connect through the Shasta EDC, which is where we all had the class to start with, and Todd and Megan were able to kind of facilitate everything. So contact them if you have any questions about anything, contact them. And if you make the content and a few months later you say, hey, like, what now? Contact Todd and Megan. They can call me or call me. And we can have the next steps discussion. But what we got to do is first is actually get the work done that we discussed in the 4 previous classes. So again, help is never far away from where you are. Contact the EDC if you need it, and we'll get to the next step. So thanks, guys. It was a really awesome 4 classes. I'm glad I got to do this. I'm glad I got to do the re-recording because it kind of gave me a chance to go over everything that we did. The classes were lengthy, and I kind of got to do everything in short form and hit it from 30,000 feet. So thanks again. Call us if you need us, and do awesome things. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.